A very good morning to each and everyone watching Mama Rugagasabo television. Thank you for being with us. You're going to be with me, Kamika Jiste. Now let's kick off the news headlines. Rwandan Commander Nyakarundi visits Cabo Delgado. Norwegian students visit Rwanda to explore history and unity. On the international news, 2 South Africans die in battle against Russia. Now let's take a short break to be back on the news details. Welcome back. The Tatarians in Rwanda. Major General Vincent Nyakarundi, commander of the Rwandan Land Forces, has begun a walking visit to Cabo Delgado province in Mozambique aimed at strengthening security cooperation between the two countries. During his visit to Pemba on February 26, 2026, he met with Major General Andre Rafael Mahungwane of the Mozambique Armed Forces. Their discussion focused on assessing the current security situation and planning future joint military operations. The delegation also met Cabo Delgado Governor Ferije Tawabo to review ongoing efforts to combat terrorism and improve stability in the region. Both sides reaffirmed their commitment to continued cooperation in ensuring peace and security. Major General Nyakarundi placed a strong partnership between Rwanda and Mozambican forces and reiterated Rwanda's continued support for stability efforts. He later visited Mushikiwabo, where he delivered a message from President Paul Kagame commending deployed troops for their dedication since Rwanda's 2021 deployment to fight insurgency in Cabo Delgado. Moving ahead, 17 students and teachers from Tanzania High School are in Rwanda for a week-long educational visit aimed at learning about the country's history and its journey toward unity and reconciliation. The trip is part of the Visit Rwanda Educational Tour initiative organized by the Ishami Foundation in partnership with IG's Trust. The program focuses on educating youth about the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi and the Rwanda's rebuilding process. Led by Foundation Director Eugene Murangwa, the initiative combines memorial visits, survivor testimonies, and discussions on governance, justice, and genocide prevention. Students visited sites including the Kigali Genocide Memorial and participated in community service in Nyamata. They also engaged with the Rwanda Institution on Unity, Diplomacy, and Media Responsibility and met students from Rwanda Children Christian School in Bugesera. Now let's take a short break to be back on the international news.
mu karere ka Muhanga izana yari etape yakimwe muri A na B bigiye bibaho ko dukina A na B muri Tour du Rwanda cyangwa se muri magani byose bikorwa nka etape ariko hakaba igice cya mbere cyavuye kikagera aha bagakomeza umunsi ukarangira icyo gihe umunsi watangiriye mu karere ka mu mujyi wa Kigali usorezwa i Muhanga utwaga n'umunyayitereya umunsi wa kabiri cyangwa se igice cya kabiri cyavutse mu karere ka Muhanga basoreza ngaha.
Welcome back. On the international news, the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo has nominated Juliana Amato Lumumba, daughter of national hero Patrice Lumumba, as its candidate for Secretary General for the Organization International de la Francophonie. Announced on February 26, 2026, the 70-year-old brings over 3 decades of experience in governance, cultural diplomacy, and international cooperation. She previously served as Minister of Culture under President Laurent Desire Kabila from 1997 to 2001 and later led the African Business Federation from 2007 to 2015. Fluent in French, Arabic, English, Swahili, and Lingala, she is considered well suited for the role. Lumumba becomes the first non-challenger to incubate Secretary General Louis Mushikiwabo, who has led the organization since 2019 and is seeking a third term. The next OIF Secretary General will be elected during the summit in Phnom Penh, scheduled for November 15 to 16, 2026. Proceeding our international news, the South African government has announced that 2 of its people have died in the war in Ukraine while fighting for Russia.
Proceeding on international news, South Africa government has confirmed that 2 of its citizens have died while fighting for Russia in the war in Ukraine. This marks the first official acknowledgement that South Africans have been involved in the conflict as foreign recruits. According to authorities, some individuals were reportedly attracted by promises of employment in Russia but were instead deployed to the battlefield. Foreign Minister Ronald Lamola confirmed the death but did not disclose the identities of the victim or the location where they were killed, noting their families have been informed. In addition, 11 South African men were recently repatriated after being taken to Russia under the pretext of military training, only to find themselves fighting in Ukraine. 2 others remain in Russia with serious injuries. Ukrainian officials claim that around 1,780 Africans are fighting on Russia's side. President Volodymyr Zelensky is expected to urge African governments to stop citizens from joining the war. Concluding our international news, Pakistan has launched airstrikes in Afghanistan, including Kabul, Kandahar, and Paktia, marking the sharp escalation in tensions between the 2 neighbors. The strikes followed recent cross-border crashes, prompting Pakistan Defense Minister Khawaja Mohammad Asif to declare that Pakistan is now open war with Afghanistan, saying his country had run out of patience. The Pakistan military named the offensive Operation Ghazab-Lev-Haq, targeting areas including Kandahar and Taliban spiritual stronghold where leader Haibatullah is based. Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid confirmed the airstrikes. Crashes were also reported near the strategic Torkham border crossing, forcing civilians in nearby camps to flee after overnight fighting. Pakistan accuses Afghanistan of harboring militants responsible for attacks inside its territory, a claim denied by Taliban. Meanwhile, Russia has urged both sides to halt hostilities and seek diplomacy, while Iran has offered to help mediate dialogue between the 2 countries. This is the end of our international news. This is Ramargo Kasaba Television.
As we come to the end of our news edition, let's remind you of the top stories that we talked about. Rwandan Commander Nyakarundi visits Cabo Delgado. Norwegian students visit Rwanda to explore history and unity. On the international news, 2 South Africans die in battle against Russia. And this marks the end of our news edition. Stay tuned.